Okay, so this is a problem that's been giving Lauren a little trouble, and I was going over with it. I was trying to do it as a video on my own, but Lauren told me I skipped too many steps as I'm going along, so I got her here to give me feedback to make sure I don't skip steps that you guys would understand. So what we're trying to do here is we have x's on both sides. We need to solve for x. So essentially we want to get the x's all on the one side and the numbers on the other side. This first thing that bothers me that's in the way is this bracket, because it's kind of got mixed in together, and I need to be able to get this out on its own so that we can move it on the other side. So the first thing through is I multiply through, which will give me 1/2 times x, and then I've got the minus 5, and then I'm going to just say I multiply that by half as well. And we don't do anything to the other side yet. It's fine as it is. Now that we got this done, we still have this issue where we've got x's and numbers on the one side. We want to separate them out. So we could either bring the x over here, or we can bring the number over there. I want to bring the number over there just because I want to get rid of this negative thing here. So this is a step that Lauren didn't like that I did, so I'll add it in. So what I'm going to do is I have, whoops, I don't want to skip any of it. I have this part of the equation still, but now what I want to do is I want to add a 5 over 1/2, or sorry, 5, let me get this right. I want to add 5 halves on this side, and then whatever I do to one side of the equation I have to do to the other side. So I'm adding a 5 times 1/2 on this side of the equation.
Oh,
so
I see.
These therefore cancel each other out. I don't talk about it like that anymore. I always say I'm dragging it over in the other side of the equation, and I have to change, because I'm crossing this barrier of this equation, I have to change the symbol, the sign, from positive, negative, negative, positive. That's how I work through it. But you can see essentially what we're doing is we're making this into 0 by either adding or subtracting something. And whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other side. So now I'm going to get rid of all these brackets now because they're ugly. Get this x over 2, and this here all canceled out, plus and minus 5 1/2, which is nothing anymore. And now we have x over 4 over here, and 5 times 1/2 is basically just 5 over 2, like that. A little more cleaner. We still have the issue that we got mixture of numbers and letters. So again, the easiest thing to do is you have the x over 4, but I want to add into this equation, I want to get rid of the x over 4 here. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with that 5/2 business over there. I'm going to subtract x over 4. This part stays the same. But in order, if I do this on this side of the equation, I have to do the same thing on the other side of the equation. So that's all I did. I didn't change the value of the whole equation because I did the same thing on both sides. I subtracted x over 4 on both this side and that side of the equation. So I'm not really changing the value. I'm just moving numbers around to make things easier. So I got rid of that now, and what's left is this. So what we have now, we still have a bit of a problem because we can't subtract straight up two fractions with bottom numbers that are different.
Is this where you find the common denominator?
Yes, so we want to find this here larger number. These guys have something in common.
It's 2 times 2.
Right, 2 times 2 is 4. So we need to take this guy and just multiply it by 2. But in order for me to be allowed to do that, I have to do the same thing on the top and the bottom, which means I'm really just multiplying by 1.
Wait, so it's this. So it's the exact same thing. You're just multiplying it by.
I'm multiplying it by the common denominator that's over here, which is a 2. So 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1, right? And 1 times anything is a self. So
So it's the exact same thing.
it's the same thing. I'm just expressing this in a...
It's just, you're just converting it?
Right,
in a
I'm
different way?
expressing this fraction in a different way that has the same denominator as that. So it's 2x now over 4 minus x over 4 equals 5 over 2. So now it just becomes a subtraction, simple subtraction. So that leaves me with x over 4 equals 5 over 2. Oops, am I running out of room here?
No, you're not.
No, on the camera. And so now I can bring this 4 over to the other side
So you multiply by 4?
by multiplying by 4 on both sides.
So 4x over 4?
Which is the same thing as saying x is equal to 20 over 2, which is equal to 10. And there you have it.